Gifford Watkins. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Gifford Watkins. I'm here to address what we can do at the local level while we're all hoping and praying that Monday is the big turning point for Canada, and I pray that it is. At the same time, we must address what we call the elephant in the room. At the federal level, we have parties that have official opposition. Kind of a joke right now when you think of what they have for official opposition, because we really have, categorically, a uniparty. So, at the provincial level, same thing. A majority government usually has a minority official opposition. Not sure how that's working. At the municipal and town council level, who is the official opposition? There's one. Anybody else? Who's the official opposition? There's one. There they are. We're here in the room. We are the official opposition at the local level. So what I would like to do is empower you by giving you a strategy by which you can band together to form your own official opposition at the municipal and at the town level. And we just did it. So this is what I'd like to recommend, is that you embrace a brand new category. I'm calling it PPC potluck. And what we just experienced is what we experience every Wednesday morning. And that is, we gather, we mingle, we eat, and then we take a symbol. In our case, it's a little blue elephant. Yay big. Little toy. We call attention to the elephant, and then we hand that elephant to someone, and they have their voice. And they speak uninterrupted. Oftentimes, people are clamoring to give feedback, but it's so important to give each person gathered in that room their voice. If you want to talk to them afterwards, no problem. Once they're done talking, about a 5-minute limit, we'll do it. When you have 30 people at 5 minutes, it adds up, right? So you've got to keep those time restraints. But it's so important for each person to be in a safe, accepting, loving environment where people are there to listen. Our politicians, are they listening to us? No. And if you go, and I encourage you to attend in groups, meet on Wednesday mornings, meet whenever you can, eat together, fellowship together, give everyone a voice, and then take that synergy, take that group dynamic, and attend your council meetings. What you will find at these council meetings is that they're not listening to the people who voted them in. You're going to find that they are listening to something far more sinister. We have directives coming down from the World Economic Forum, from the World Health Organization, that has infiltrated the mayorships. The mayorships have bound together in order to implement policies that none of us in this room would ever dream of, let alone demand from our elected leadership. And I say that this elected leadership that we have is absolutely rogue. They are not serving the interests of our community in Yarmouth. They are introducing bylaws so that they can trespass on our land and count the chickens, count the pigs, count the cows, count the trailers on your property. This march is directly in opposition to the family values, your personal privacy, and your liberties. And I want to make it very clear. If my great-grandfather got killed in the war, where would I be? I wouldn't be here. I was in my great-grandfather as he went to war. And as he survived that war and he came back home and loved his wife, I eventually came along. This is our great war, and it starts at the local level. Work all we want from the top down, and we can. We have a party, we have an umbrella. But if you can gather together concerned citizens, host a potluck, let people talk, let people define the problems with the existing category of local leadership, create your own category. Again, PPC potluck works for me. I love it. I've had people say on Twitter, I do all my category design work on Twitter. So people are like, what can I do? Hashtag PPC potluck. Get people together, let them talk, let them identify problems, let them create solutions. Our group, I've called the Blue Elephant Group. It's a template. And if you'd like to adopt it, feel free. We are reaching out. Mariella has been reaching out. Betty, Ron, we're all finding other cell groups. Now, when we went camping here, there was a freedom rally up here at one of the local campgrounds, and we came up as a group representing probably 10 of us or so from the Blue Elephant Group, and we came up, and as we met with each person, we learned that there were groups that had sprung up, freedom movement groups, but something happened. There became some kind of a power struggle at the top. People got bitter. People got weird. I encourage you, reject any power, because a little bit of power corrupts. Stay decentralized. We call ourselves the Blue Elephant Group because they can't really pinpoint one of us. We just show up at these council meetings. Our elected leadership is so scared of us that they have actually changed the times when they gather. 4 times we've shown up for a scheduled meeting published in the paper on the marquee in Town Hall. Showed up at 3:30. Oh, we're sorry, we had the meeting at 10:30. You weren't here. These people are nervous. And you know why? Because when you know somebody's looking at you, you might do the right thing. But when you have no one watching you, and you have power, and you have influences that come down, I call it spiritual wickedness in high places. And I encourage you to sit in heavenly places in Christ. Walk in the Spirit from a sitting position. Unleash the full fury of God's love into the relationships that you have. Let Christ look out of your eyes. Let Him reach out with your hands. And the steps of a righteous man, it's not Gifford, it is Christ in me, are ordered of God. If you want the easiest way to turn the world upside down, unleash love. I call it, categorically, PPC love. And it runs diabolically counter to the hate and the vitriol. And if you don't think that these rogue elected leaders understand category design, fringe minority, what a label to put on truckers that feed us. That's like damning your own arteries. Right? Misogynist, vile racist. I mean, think of the power. When I say vile racist, you think of what Pierre Pellevo said to this beautiful Christine Anderson, the only person in the European Parliament who stood up for Canadians. This woman is my hero. That's the category I have. Remember I told Max, if you will create brand new categories, I will back you. What did Max call Christine Anderson? What's the category? Who is she? He called her the Queen of Freedom. The Queen of Freedom. I think we have a King of Freedom. forgive the monarchical terms, but Max is our king of freedom. So I encourage you, if you're on social media, to look at category design. Let's use words to do battle against people who use words. And people are starting to understand that these words that come from CBC, from ATV, from global news, they're starting to understand that they're listening to poison. Well, we've got to get that poison out. Okay? If you see conservative people who are still defending Pierre Poilievre, don't attack them, love them. Love is what changed everything. Love is what heals people. We've got a lot of wounds to heal. We have families that have been ripped apart because they've been categorized. You're unvaxxed, you can't come to dinner. There's people in this room whose children will not let them visit. Today, it's been 3 years. Look around at the people that you see here. Let them have their voice, and then take this message to your communities. Host a potluck. Have the conversation. Identify the problems with your elected leadership. Create your own platform and replace the existing category with a brand new category of your choosing. I'll speak 30 seconds more. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, there was no such thing as an energy drink. Somebody went, energy drink, $0 to billions of dollars. A few years later, somebody said, I don't want to drink a whole can of yuck. Energy shot, $0 to billions of dollars. 2 words, energy shot. Doesn't even go in the refrigerated section. It goes right up by the point of sale. Okay? The existing category of leadership, 0 benefit to us. Create your own category, 0 to billions. The tipping point in the Netherlands, the tipping point in Italy is 15%. Once 15% of the people realize that there's a brand new category to embrace, the PPC, love, potlucks, freedom, we get to that 15% tipping point, and we're going to see the Populist Party reach its billions. Thank you.
Christine.